still rampaging. I thought she was going to go to sleep, but she woke back up. Today, on the Druid Course, I'm going to read the essay I wrote for Chapter 4, Into the Well of Beauty. The shape of the sacred in Celtic spirituality. For this one, it is reflect on your own relationship to the sacred and or divinity. How does it or does it not relate to what is written in this chapter of the text? Okay. Prior to reading this chapter, I had never heard the term animism. The concept, however, is something that is increasing due to science. The topic of do plants have souls came up when I was in herbal school. A classmate did her own research, but I never read her paper. The answer, of course, was yes. Accepting that inanimate objects have a soul will take much longer for most to accept. The book says on page 39, to the animistic mind, spirit and soul are as close and pervasive as the air we breathe. We can do almost anything using our breath. Deep breaths calm us down, clear our mind. We can use the 1-1-1 method or the 3-3-1, and some do 1-3-1-3, or sorry, 3-1-3-1. Let's not forget the guy who teaches all kinds of techniques for breathing, including the one that prevents you from feeling cold in winter. His name is Wim Hof. His link is below. Just do a search. W-I-M is his first name. H-O-F is his second name. Last name, sorry. Breath is all we need, but we are taught otherwise, and therefore we do not believe it. Therefore, of course, our spirit and soul are close to it. The explanation of the concept of oneness in the book feels flat to me. I'll give my simple explanation. In Hawaii, they have a practice called Ho'oponopono. It is the idea that others are sick because we perceive them that way. It's far more interesting than just that. And there is a class on that site where people go to post classes for sale. Udemy, I put a question mark. It is Udemy. But when I was writing it, I wasn't sure if I was remembering correctly. I'm forgetting the name, but it explains the background of this thinking. The website is called Udemy, not the class. Just go to Udemy and type in H-O''Oponopono. There was a case many decades ago where a health official went to work in a mental facility in Hawaii. He used the Ho'oponopono technique on each of his patients, and every single one got well. The institution was shut down due to no patients. He healed them all. He simply asked for forgiveness in believing they were sick. There's a song, which I linked below on this, Pamela Ehrlin, Ho'oponopono. And yeah, well, which I used to clear my own path to spirituality. Yes, I bought the whole CD. But she released it on YouTube first. In fact, I didn't know she had any music out there until I heard her sing this song on YouTube, and then went to Amazon, and guess what? It's there. She said she had trouble getting through it because she wanted to cry because it's such an emotional piece. This is truly a very powerful way to find oneness within yourself. It proves there is no external. We just believe there is. Yes, my dear? Yeah? I know, honey. I'll be done soon. I don't much care for the idea of the shaper, the shapes, and the shaping listed on page 40. I view it more as the molding, the enjoying, and the un- or re-molding. because the external is there because we believe it is. We mold it from ether, then enjoy it, then either remold it or return it to its original state. It's the exact same concept, but the word choice from Tom Cohen feels finite, while the process is a constant evolution, which the text explains. On page 42, I find this paragraph very interesting, where it's talking about the Irish version of converting to Christianity. They focused on the close presence of God, mentioning the trees, clouds, etc. I find this quite curious because my human mentor asked me in the beginning of May if I ever talked to trees. I told her about a time at my old house where there was a very sick tree in my backyard. It was covered in bugs, and the tree branches were sagging. She looked very sad. My daughter was drawn to this tree and insisted on playing under this tree above all others. And she wanted to be underneath that tree until the day we moved. I mean, if she was outside, she was under that tree. I put my hand on her trunk and just breathed slowly, trying to connect with her, to see if I could help her. I then went inside and got my pruning shears. I trusted in myself to cut where she needed me to cut. Immediately, her branches swung back up, no longer weighted down. But the miracle to me was her bug infestation went away. For the next year and a half that we lived there, she continued to thrive. I think my daughter's zest for life helped as well. I told my mentor this story, and that I had not tried talking to them since. She replied, "The trees miss you," and I feel she's right. Where I am now, the trees are covered in Virginia creeper, which I'm allergic to. I also find it interesting that I shunned the use of the word God for years because of horrible acts done in the name of that title. I started using it again less than a year ago, and the definition I use is written on this page for this title. I didn't notice that at the first time I read this, which highlights the need for these essays. They force you to slow down and digest the text. Meaning God is all around you and within you. I find the comments of love of great interest. At this point, I think humans are the only species that have trouble. See, reading aloud also finds your grammatical errors. Experiencing unconditional love, even that of a parent and child, which is the closest to experiencing it. Most people know dogs experience it. Some people will probably stop reading right here, where I say cats do too. Since I started exploring my own spirituality, I started paying more attention to my cats. They very much love us, but they are also quite busy. They see things we don't and communicate telepathically. I watched a few of my cats go through intense trauma over one cat trying to kill a kitten born between my mama cat and Hot Rod. I had to put Sugar outside to literally save his life. Hot Rod got really sick, and I watched as he mentored and made Monku Strap, which is the one that's crying a second ago, promised to protect the family from him. Sugar, the one I had to put outside. My Monku Strap kept trying to get outside to kill Sugar. I got bitten and scratched so many times I had to protect from trying to protect both cats. And I don't know if you can see this, but that is after, what, a year and a half of healing? When I was finally able to find a new home for Sugar, I brought him in and kept him in a cage for a few days until he could go. At first, he and Munkustrap had a very loud and hostile conversation. I watched. Then, Munkustrap lay down outside the cage and just listened to him. By the time Sugar went to a new home, Sugar had been welcomed back into his family. I'm going to cry because I miss my Sugar. I could have kept him. Yeah, but I already made the arrangements. He had to go. He was named Sugar because he was an absolute sweetheart. You know, he melted your heart. He was so full of love. And even when he was outside, he'd follow my kids around the yard and get his lovings from them, and always got his lovings from me as well. And just, yeah, a very, very loving cat. I also rescued a kitten less than 8 weeks ago. Munkustrap insisted that I save her life, and every single cat I have welcomed this stranger into our home with open paws. They groom her. They play with her. Munkustrap even tried to teach her how to jump this morning, which was extremely cute. Like, he was up on a shelf, and she had been playing with Loki, and she noticed Munkustrap was watching them play. So she goes running up, and then she tries to climb to get to him, and she couldn't get there. So she just sat there and looked up and stared. So Munkustrap jumps down and then jumped back up. And she tried to jump. Very cute. I wish I could hear what they were saying to one another, because this is far more than body language. Cats don't normally like change, this is true. They hate change, of course. But they have amazing hearts if you're willing to let them in. We see all kinds of videos on YouTube of interspecies friendships, interspecies rescues, yet humans can't even get along with other humans. Plants have a strong capacity to love as well, though it's a shorter duration. They really do like it when we talk to them. It's not just a we give them air thing. Sorry, Holly was playing with the cord in the back. Because I tried it with my outside plants. To plants, it's about feeling the love in our voices. And really, I think it's also the energy that we provide as well. I wish I knew where the actual studies on this are. I can only speak from my own observations for now. Talking to them makes them healthier. I don't know if this world is ready for the intensity that life is teaching me, stoking within me. As the last paragraph in this chapter says, the time is now. We must answer the call. And that's where that ends. Basically, the last chapter was getting into how if we don't revitalize love within ourselves and each other, our planet may be doomed, right? And I do think we're getting there. Doesn't look like it. And I've been saying this for years now. I know it doesn't look like it, but we're getting there. I'm still all teary-eyed from the kitty cats. No, seriously though, how can you not love this adorable little thing? There you go. Let me go, I need to play. I need to play. She attacks another corn. I don't have anything else to add on that one. Thank you for watching. Bye.